Samp&Chance, are you ready?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. The road to WrestleMania is heating up. But, Chance, before we get there, first and foremost, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
Can't complain, man. It's Tuesday. We're 2 weeks outside of WrestleMania. But before we go to New York, before we even touch anything there, I want to talk to you about something that we kind of saw online here earlier this week or late last week as well. Vince Russo, and as you refer to him, Anthony Khan,
Yep.
aka Tony Khan, very complimentary of each other this last few days. Is there something brewing? I mean, there's nothing really out there to say yes or no. This is just purely speculation and I guess fantasy booking on our part. But wow, could there potentially be something in the works there?
Well, I guess what happened is Tony Khan was in an interview and somebody asked him what he thought of JCW, and he said, like, he's doing a great job. I enjoy it. So, and then Vince got word of that. Somebody tweeted it to him, and then Vince replied back, "Hey, we'll work together." And I love what Vince said. And this is why I think Tony needs to work with Vince a little bit, because Vince said, "Let's blow WWE into oblivion." That's the mentality. They probably won't be able to do that, but that's the mentality that Tony should have. Will they work together? Who knows? Maybe they do some cross promotion. Maybe the JCW guys won a Memphis wrestling show this week. They're down in Memphis. Vince had a few of his guys. They're doing some autograph signings. So a couple of his guys are on Memphis wrestling. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, and Tony Khan took the high road because Vince is bashed on Tony Khan all the time. He's not creative, doesn't know what he's doing. He's an imbecile. Like, Vince always taking shots at him. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It'd be good. It'd be good for Tony to get some characters over there, right? AEW's got the wrestling. They just don't have any characters or storylines. That's the problem. Or Vince could help them.
I think Vince can help them in that sense, but then Tony and them can help them with production, with TV deals and things like that. I mean, if you're looking at the whole entire picture, right? Potentially that's what I'm looking at. Like, okay, kind of like what WWE did for TNA.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't see Tony doing it. My gut tells me no.
Yeah,
because I think he's too much of a control freak. I think he's too set in his ways. He doesn't like the storyline, some of the edgy stuff. I don't think he likes that. He's a very nerdy man. I'm surprised he watches JCW. I didn't think that would be up his alley, that kind of humor, that kind of 18 plus humor. I was shocked that he said that. So maybe cool if they even just.
I mean, if you think about it, if you look at wrestling in the modern sense, I mean, if you look at it from how we watch wrestling in our teens or early 20s, even, right?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think of JCW more of this generation's ECW.
Yeah, it's kind of like yeah.
In terms of what they're doing, in terms of how they're making the product, in terms of how they're gearing it to their audience. It's very similar to what Paul Heyman was doing with ECW at that time between WWE and WCW. So, it's kind of an interesting dynamic there. And yeah, you're right. Tony Khan is a control freak, right? We know, well, no, he is.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Other people say that backstage. Like, we laugh at him. We say he's a mark, but that guy is pulling a lot of those strings backstage.
Oh, he ain't stupid. He's not a stupid guy.
No, he's not stupid, right? We have to give him his just due. Where
could you imagine if Russo just even came out on AEW just as a character, just as like a manager? Saying, "Oh my God, the ratings go through the roof."
Did he ever come out in the beginning, though? Did he ever go out there in the beginning at one point, or was that Eric Bischoff? No. I keep thinking of.
He's never been on AEW.
Okay. Well, like I said, I mean, if it's possible, like, I don't know if he could write AEW because of the way it's built.
No, he couldn't. He'd have to tear the whole thing down. That's why I think maybe he can come as a character with a couple of his guys, have an invasion angle, AEW versus Jason, maybe something like that. But Tony's not going to let Vince write because Vince would destroy that whole show. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see.
But I'm just saying, like, because I mean, everything we're saying is it's like in our mind, in theory, as a hypothesis, it sounds amazing. It sounds like something really interesting and fun that could potentially happen. But the egos involved, I don't believe, allow it to happen. Right?
I don't know. If I was Tony, I'd get this, even get Vince on as a character. You want guys to take shots at Triple H and WWE. Vince will do that. And just put him out there and let him be that real jerk, hated guy, and let him roll. Get your ratings, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So that's going on. GCW lunacy good shows, man. I have no
I
problem
know they're
with any
fun.
of it. I'm
It's
enjoying
fun.
it a lot. Like it's. Can I be honest? When I watch it, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's just kind of it's mindless entertainment. I don't have to think when I watch it. When I watch AEW or I'm watching WWE, I'm always looking at different things, this and that. But for whatever reason, I'm just sitting back and I'm just like watching the show with no analytics involved or anything. It's kind of fun. I think that's why I'm
That's
enjoying
how
it.
wrestling should be. You should be able to sit back and not overthink and have it right there. Because the stories are, you're right, the stories are so laid out for you. You know what's going on. With AWWE, you don't know what's going on because half time they don't know what's going on. So stories don't make sense. But
Well,
with JCW, it's very straight across. It's very entertaining stuff. They have a low budget, so they're not going to have all the big names. But
I
for
think
what
that's
the
what
budget
makes
they
it.
got, they're doing pretty good.
But exactly, without having the funding, without having the production that we're used to, right?
Mm,
I mean, if you think about it as wrestling fans, regardless if it's WWE or AEW, in essence, we're eating Kobe steak and Wagyu steak. You know what I mean? And then we
yep.
go to to JCW, and no disrespect to them at all in any shape or
This
form.
don't have the budget. Vince will tell you
But
that.
like I'll call it a keg steak. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yep.
not a Morton steak, it's a keg steak, right?
Yeah, production wise, yeah, they just don't have the budget, right? But they're getting Vince is, Violent J was smart to bring Russo in because Russo's if Violent J didn't bring Russo in, nobody, including us, would be talking about JCW. But Russo got him that buzz. He's getting him that hype. He's pushing the line how Violent J wanted him to. And it was a great business decision by Violent J, who's not a stupid guy. I'm not a fan of ICP's music, but they got a big following and
Hey, look,
they do big business. Yeah.
we're on the same wavelength here today, brother. Because I was going to say the same thing. I'm not a huge fan of the Juggalos. I don't really
No.
get the Juggalo movement per se, to be honest. Maybe that's just a little bit to do with my age now. But again, like I said, if JCW is this generation's ECW, then the Juggalos are this generation's Deadheads, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
Grateful Dead. That's
Yep.
literally what these guys are. So, I mean, at the end of the day, respect to them as well because they persevered. They didn't give up. They kept going. They kept going. They kept going, right? How many, you're kind of involved in the local indie scene a lot more than I am, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you see fold and crap out? Like, podcasts, how many do you see fold and crap out after 5 to 10
Many,
episodes, right? I
many.
mean, so based on our experience and what we do and how hard we're fighting, I have to respect and commend them for the things that they're doing over there.
Yeah, I know. It's a man. If even if Tony Khan and Vince just work together, not even Vince right AEW, just cross promote, get some of these characters from JCW on AEW and vice versa. WWE is going to be in for some trouble because Vince is going to push that line. And he said, "Blow WWE into oblivion." Like that's his way of saying, "Let's do this. Let's go. We'll see what Tony
Okay.
does."
All right.
No, they won't be able to do that, but I like the mentality of it. That's what you
Well, I
got to
mean,
have.
the fact that, who knows, right? Like, I find like a lot of things that are put up online, even, I'll say the Brock Lesnar saying, I don't want to go, I'm not going to lose until I decide to retire, sort of
Yeah, I don't
thing, right?
believe it. That was all made
No,
up.
I get that, but it's just how they fuel the IWC, how they fuel us
Mm-hmm.
regular fans, analytics,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that to kind of think that because
Speaking of Lesnar, I don't know if you've watched it, but go listen to him on the Spitting Chicklets podcast. This is a hockey podcast, but
yeah,
they
we
had him
talked
on
about it
because
last
of his
week.
son. It was awesome, awesome
Yeah,
podcast.
the chicklets. I checked it out.
And
I
they
didn't
asked him,
realize.
"Why did you come back?" He goes, "So to feed my family." He's
Yeah,
so honest about it. Like he's not lying.
well, he's not lying, and that's the thing. Like, I think that's the problem with people in the world today. They're not used to real honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is so used to being spun
Mm-hmm.
and walked around and up and down, over, below, but no one's come at you directly. And then you get
Mm-hmm.
a guy like him who's very much like I am. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very direct. I just say it like it is,
Yeah.
right? There's no need to lie. There's no reason to lie. I tell you this to kids all the time. If you mess up, the punishment that you get for messing up won't be as bad as if you go in there lying about it,
Yeah.
right? Because now the punishment isn't necessarily about your transaction or your transgression. It's
Mm-hmm.
about the lies. So why lie? Just be honest. But people aren't
Yeah.
used to that. People are confused by honesty. Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
sick?
Yeah. No, it's a great podcast. I'm surprised Lesnar went on that podcast.
Yeah.
Of all the podcasts he could go on, an MMA one, a wrestling one, he went on a hockey one. He must have met some of these guys at the rink or something when his kid Turk's playing. I'm not sure, but
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
a good podcast.
he's living in Saskatchewan. His kid's playing junior hockey. I mean, if if we could have ever drafted an American to become a Canadian, I think we got the biggest and the baddest one, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's
Right?
a big
Like
dude, man.
honestly, I don't
Even
know what
that
we.
camera on his face, like it's a
Yeah, yeah.
monster of a man.
And for his age, for what he looks like, I get it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of supplements involved and a lot of
Hmm.
uh good things there, but a lot of it is him, right?
Yeah.
But for his age and everything, he's getting help, obviously. Let's be fair.
Hmm. Yeah.
But he looks great. He looks
Yeah. He looks
absolutely
amazing.
phenomenal. All right, Chance. I didn't tell you about this because I wanted to drop this on the air with you. I think I kind of got an idea of what the problem is here
Let's hear
in
it.
WWE in terms of talent not getting a shot and whatnot. Okay. And this is a prime example of it. I like Sami Zayn.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for you to smile. I like Sami
I like
Zayn.
Sami Zayn in a
Oh,
goofy character or a
right,
bad guy.
right, right. But hear me out, okay?
Yeah.
No, we always talk about the top dogs and you're not elevating new talent and whatnot. I think it's not the people at the top that are holding the middle card down. I
Hmm.
think it's guys that were in the top, if you want to say relegated,
Hmm.
to the mid card, not allowing those guys passing them to get there.
Hmm.
Case in point, Sami Zayn this Friday didn't have a sniff of WrestleMania, had nothing going on at WrestleMania. I love it when I can make you crack, man, because it's very far and in between. Because you're like
Hmm.
Keith Peterson, the straight man. Um, and I preference this by saying I do like Sammy. I love his work. I love his character. Blah blah blah. But we can't even blame Road Dogg for this one.
Nope. He's gone.
Why? Why? With 2 weeks out of WrestleMania, do you put the IC strap on this guy? It makes no sense. You want to elevate talent, right? Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, these are the guys. Kip Wilson, even if you want to throw him into
I
the
love
mix
that
of
guy,
it,
man. I love him on
right?
the mic, by the way.
Yeah, right. You can throw him in the mix. If we're making ladder matches for the Intercontinental title, if we're making 4-way, 5-way dances for all the other belts so everyone on the roster can get on the card, why would you take it off of an up and coming talent that's gonna blow up? You're basically killing the momentum of the people you're trying to promote by giving it to this old dog. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but
Hmm.
Sammy's an old dog now
Yeah,
terms
he's
of how
40.
long
Yep.
he's been there. Not his age, just the amount of time he's been on screen.
Yeah.
Okay. And this rendition and this run of Sammy, I can't get behind because it's too whiny, it's too contrived, it's too it's just too much, man. Like fuck off, Sammy. Like give these young dudes a chance, man. Nothing
Hmm.
against you, bro. You can be in there as a challenger because we've said it before. You're a chaser. You're a
Yeah, he's good
born
at that. Yeah.
natural chaser. It sucks to be a chaser because your glory is far and in between. But any superhero movie you've seen, any movie that you've seen that has a sequel or a part 3 or a part 4, the good guy is always chasing in all those films. And it's only
Hmm.
the last 15 minutes before the credits hit that he wins. And
Hmm.
when part 2 comes back, it's 2 years later, some shit went down and he's chasing again.
I totally agree with everything he said. 100% spot on. I think the only reason he's there is I think that, well, they always say that, but it must be like Triple H likes him, like, and Pritchard, they like him. He's just a nice guy. He does what he's told. He's not a troublemaker like LA Knight or Orton
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess they like him or whatever. But here's the thing: is like, you're right. He's old now. Trick Williams is the future. He's a great star. Trick Williams is going to beat Sami Zayn for the belt, but that's not going to make any difference in Trick Williams and elevating Trick Williams. Beating Sami Zayn is not a huge badge of honor. It's all right. You're right. Drag it off. Why don't we have Carmelo Hayes versus Trick? I don't understand why that's not happening. So
Well, see,
Hayes is not going to be on
you gotta go
Mania.
back. You gotta go back to NXT.
No, I know, but I'm saying like we
No,
don't
no,
know
no,
that
no.
story. Like,
But I just want to clarify it so for the
mm-hmm.
other people listening, they know what we're saying here. So Trick and Carmelo were a team,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, Trick was basically Carmelo's right hand guy,
Yeah, I saw some of that. Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, as Trick started moving up, and when Carmelo
Mm-hmm.
was being elevated, because if you think about it, Carmelo, Braun. Breaker, and a few other guys came up at the same, from that group.
Mhm.
Okay. Trick was his right hand guy, his number two
Mhm.
for the longest time. And then they broke up. I'm surprised they haven't ignited that yet. Maybe they're waiting till after WrestleMania, but it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. It was Trick that cost Carmelo the belt.
Mhm.
So maybe there's something here. Like I said, all of a sudden,
I
this
just think they're just paying honor to things. Obviously, the boys in the back, like the writers and producers, like Sami Zayn, he doesn't need to have the belt. He shouldn't have the belt. I guess they figure, you know what? Sammy will make Trick a star. Sammy's not going to make Trick a star. Trick already is a star. I don't think Trick beating Sammy elevates him at all. He's already.
I
I don't
think the
get
only
this
thing it
match.
does for Trick is having an A+ match with a guy like Sammy
Mm-hmm.
who can get the best out of him, right?
I
He
guess,
he
but
can
there's other
talk on the
guys that
mic.
can do that.
No, 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 no. But there is. But I mean, considering the landscape, considering where everyone is, it kind of makes sense from that perspective, right? But I think the reality of it is, if we're talking about mid card talent not getting the push, I don't think we need to look any further than the upper mid card, which is predominantly made up of guys that were at the top of the card,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's almost those guys that are afraid of letting the young guys pass them because they're not going to get another snip of that top tier. Now, by all
Well,
accounts,
only thing I'd say to that, it's not up to them though, right? Because
no,
it's up to the bookers. And so it doesn't matter what Sami Zayn wants. You're not going on the WrestleMania card because you don't deserve it this year. You're going to sit it out. Who cares if he gets mad? You're still getting paid. That's the mentality. It doesn't matter what they want. The guys in charge got to say that. I'm not saying that's the case with Sammy here. I don't
yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. No, I'm just throwing
but
it out there, but I'm just trying to
yeah,
I'm thinking,
yeah, they never want to give up their spot. Totally, no, nobody
right?
does.
But I almost feel it is the upper mid card that's holding down the mid card, not the top
Mm-hmm.
guys. Top guys are too busy doing their shit. Why would they look down?
Yeah,
Right? Looking down is basically looking at your way back down. Once you're at the top, you don't look down, you look up, you look straight
I
ahead.
just think the best character that if I was booking the show, if if Triple H said to me, "You can write for one guy only. The only guy I want to write for is Sami Zayn," and the first thing I would tell him, go on to X and Instagram and read the comments about you. We're going to take these comments and we're going to make it into real life. This is what people think about you. You're pale, you're hairy, and you're greasy, and
Well,
you're not in
he
shape.
trimmed his
So
beard and
no,
got a
we're
haircut.
gonna play off that. All these macho guys saying you're that. Play off of that. Talk them
Well,
down.
dude, okay,
Like,
well,
why don't we do that with the guy?
why don't we just go back to Cody's podcast?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who he had on there recently, but they were talking like Cody was saying, I wish we had big guys again.
Yeah, he's
Nothing
right.
against Sammy, nothing against these guys, but even they're saying it's unbelievable, right? So I
Drew
mean,
and Cody are the ones saying it. Yeah.
well, if your number one guy is saying it,
Mm-hmm.
if the guy that you're putting everything on is saying it, shouldn't you be listening to him?
I mean, you got to have a few small guys around for sure. But like when where more guys are small than big, that's a problem.
Oh yeah, but you know what though? It's like you said before in the past. Like sometimes these big guys are an attraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now seeing Brock and Oba in the ring last night, that interaction last night was by far my favorite one of all
Well,
the
that has a main
interactions.
event feel because the reason why is because we're looking at these guys. They're monsters. They're
Yeah,
fast. They're big. They're strong. So you're like, oh my god, these guys are literally squeeze me by the throat and throw me 10 rows. And like you invest in that because these guys can kick 99% of people's butt in the world.
okay,
And so you invest in
but
that.
just the way the guys were selling last night for
Oh
them.
yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like that one when Oba, I love that little walk that
Did
he.
you see how almost threw that security guy?
Well,
Oba
dude, like when he
tossed
came
him like a
out,
rag doll. That guy's like 200
first two of them,
pounds.
the first two of them, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when he did this
Yeah.
and they just flew. Like those guys are oversold. They probably injured themselves from selling than the
Mm-hmm.
actual move that Oba did, but it was done so the timing on it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like those guys hit the guardrail like nobody, even I went, oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the room with me looked back and well, what happened? I'm like, this was insane. And then Brock, the way he threw that guy, like in that F5, like a lot of that was on that guy, but the way he landed on his hip, like that had to hurt,
Well, they're
man.
tossing them hard. That's the problem. When you go against guys like Brock and Oba, they're so strong that they're not going to fluff it for you. You're going to feel it.
No, but dude, like literally, the move itself wouldn't have hurt you. It's just the way they sold it probably hurt
Mm-hmm.
them, right? Like that hip. I don't care what anybody says. The way that dude landed on the hip after the F5 was
Yeah.
just brutal.
A lot of guys online are were upset that Triple H jumped in the middle of it, back up. I don't have a problem with it because somebody of authority has to. You don't want them to fight too much before Mania and give it away. So
This
Triple
is
H
when
jumps in back up.
these
I have no problem with him doing
no,
that.
no, no, and those are the moments where Triple H should be out there.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Okay, those are the moments where it sells and it works because
Yeah, because it
you
makes sense.
look what he did to Adam Pearce.
Mm-hmm.
Over threw him like nobody's business. No one cared. But then
Yeah.
the big dog comes out, even Brock, like, okay.
Yeah. I have no problem with it.
So that gives me that beautiful feeling of, okay, people still respect the man's authority, the character anyways, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
So
I had no problem with that. That was the best part of Raw was the Oba and Brock thing because it felt special. It's gonna be a fun match. It doesn't really matter who wins that match. For me, it's just gonna be a good match.
I mean, it still matters to me a little bit because if you're building up Oba, who's your future?
Mm-hmm.
He.
But losing to Brock is no shame. He's just
No, it's no
he's just
shame.
not ready yet.
It's no shame, but at the same time, you've built this guy in such a way.
Mm-hmm.
His first real test. Okay, because the way they built the guy, he's a Black Brock. Okay,
Yep.
let's just call it what it is, right? He's Black Brock, and you can't have him lose to the one person right off the bat that can challenge him. Because on that roster right now, there's really, I mean, eventually, as they evolve and stuff, he'll be beaten and stuff like that and what have you, like Brock has. But you gotta let him build that character. That's the only thing. Now, if Brock goes over, Brock goes over. What can we do? We're not booking the thing, right? But if I'm booking it, Oba should go.
My only thing I'm worried about with Oba, it looks great, strong, fast. I just hope he doesn't fade into like a Bobby Lashley, Umaga type of character where they're big, strong, and fast, didn't have any character because he can't really talk. So I just hope if he's probably going to beat Brock, but if he does beat Brock, I just hope he gets some sort of momentum and character to go with it. He doesn't fade out as a big, strong guy. So let's see what happens. But
let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. Stephanie McMahon. We were talking about all the McMahons. Everyone came out last night in Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden shows are always special. I don't know what day. It just when I look at that
famous arena in the world.
Well, it just takes you back. Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, and think of Bob Backlund. You think about Bruno Sammartino. You think of Dusty Rhodes. All the great matches that happened in Madison Square Garden over the years, over the decades. The first WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was their home ground. Like they run more shows there than anyone else outside of hockey and basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Stephanie comes out and I like it. I was kind of curious, like why would Cody be here on Raw? But it's WrestleMania season. We're building up this thing, and Stephanie comes out, and you really liked one part of that segment.
Yeah, because it's realism. They're bringing some realism into it. If you're going to bring out the boss's daughter or the former boss's daughter, you got to make some sort of realism. And what I always say, we got to involve the families in this because of their history. So Cody Rhodes says, "You're not your dad." The shot at her like, "You're just a billionaire princess. You don't earn it." And she goes, "Well, you're not your father either," which he's not. Great, because it's true, it's believable, and they're building it. So that leads me to believe who was Orton on the phone with now, right? Because this is why she's out here. Was it Triple H? It's not Vince? Was it Triple H? Was it Stephanie? Was it Shane? Orton has McMahon, or somebody from the McMahon camp is going to come with Orton.
Do you think so?
They wouldn't have brought, because why would they bring Stephanie out just to insult each other's dads? No, Orton was on the phone with somebody from the McMahon camp. I don't know which one. Not Vince, though. It's not Vince. Could be Shane.
Anyone, it has to be Shane. I don't see it being Triple H unless they're all turning on Cody.
There's something there because Steph.
You know what? The other thing that I took. You could be right, bro. This is the beauty of it, right? They got us thinking.
Steph slapped them, right? That famous
Steph. She slapped them, but
something there.
They got us thinking, right? And this is good booking. This is good storytelling because we can't tell you who he's on the phone with, right?
We don't know.
Like for me initially, I thought it was Ric Flair.
No, it's not going to be Flair. I wasn't sure who. I didn't think McMahon's at all.
A lot of people saying
Stephanie's out. It's
McMahon's. A lot of people saying The Rock.
No, because Stephanie wouldn't have come out.
No. But what I'm saying is she made a comment. Okay, you, me, and Randy come from multi-generational wrestling families. We are different than everyone else. We see it differently than everyone else, right? I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
If you're making that kind of comment, okay, how many other wrestling families are multi generational.
Yeah, I know we're gonna go with The Rock. I just don't see that
I know,
happening.
neither do I, and I've kind of refuted it
It's a
on other
McMahon.
shows. I've refuted
Yeah,
it on other shows. If it is a McMahon, I hope it's Triple H because then it brings back the mean, evil Triple H back.
yeah.
But if it is Triple H, I like to see him interfere and cause Randy to win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping
Could
for,
be.
right? If you want to
And
get
a lot of
the
people are saying it could be Cowboy Bob Orton. It's not Cowboy Bob Orton.
no, Cowboy's too old.
And he doesn't have that name. Like he was good, but he's
He
not
did
like
for us. He did for us. Okay.
yeah,
Cowboy
but not for
Bob
anybody
Orton.
now.
Look, Cowboy Bob Orton, Jimmy Snuka, Roddy Piper. You look at
Mm-hmm.
all those guys, and God rest both those men's souls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they were a surprise entrance in today's Rumble, most fans wouldn't know who they are.
No, they wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. So,
I mean, it could be The Rock. The reason why I don't think it's The Rock, he walked away from that WrestleMania a couple of years ago, ruined the whole program. Bringing him back now, I mean, maybe he can come out and punch Cody out so Orton wins. I mean,
well,
maybe.
that story's still there. He's still looking for
Hard to
his
say.
guy. You know what I mean? Like they never killed it, sort of a deal. I hear you,
But you
right?
don't need a the thing. The why I think it's one of the McMahons. It's not Vince, by the way. We'll never. Vince won't do that. Vince is too big for this. But
Yeah.
the reason why I think it's one of the McMahons, if it was The Rock or Flair, you don't need to bring out Stephanie to do that and argue about the dads, right? I just think it's could be Shane, could be Steph, could be Triple H, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. It was a great segment, man. It was good. I enjoyed it
No, I like it.
because they're bringing realism to it. And that's what they're missing, and
Yeah,
it was good.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations are in order. Your boys won the tag team titles with outside interference from Logan's mom
That was cool. I like that.
and I Show Speed.
ISO Speed's a great athlete, and now we know what's going to happen. We're going to see a 6-man tag. We're going to see Paul Austin and ISO Speed versus the Usos in LA Knight, which I'm fine with that because ISO Speed's a big celebrity. He's got a big following. Logan Paul's massive.
Can I be honest, man?
Needs a program.
Of all the social media guys that are out there,
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, man, I mean, I didn't know much about Speed until that Royal Rumble,
I didn't either.
to be honest. But I've gone back to look at his content. Out of all these guys out there doing these things, he is one of the nicest,
He's cool.
humblest. Like I enjoy his content because of who he is.
And they say he's been doing some training back there, getting ready because he's going to take some bumps and falls.
He's good, man. He can do it. Like I mean,
you know, as they change the Usos music, they're getting away from that Yeet stuff. So we're going to see what they do with that. So
yeah. So I mean, interesting. You know, I like it. I like it, and it kind of ties into Danhausen as well because he cursed him, right?
mm-hmm.
So you got the curse thing going on as well, and I love what Danhausen said. He goes, "Can you please reverse the curse, Danhausen?" And Danhausen, yeah, give me $1 billion and your passwords to your social media.
And the good thing about this, well, they haven't announced yet, but we know it's going to be a 6-man. But the good thing about it is that the belts are on the line, right? This is the match. The belts don't matter here. This is going to be a fun match, and
yeah.
I'm glad. Like I said, the division needed gold. They got gold. The best part about Logan having a belt is he goes on all these shows.
He promotes it on his podcast.
Yeah. Everywhere he goes, all over the place.
Well,
and I think the reason why they did this so late is because they couldn't work out a deal with Brady and Gronk. They couldn't figure out the details of that. So like, okay, Logan, do this match. If Gronk or Brady would have came on Mania, Logan wouldn't be involved in this match.
Well, like I said, and this leads me perfectly right into what we're going into next. Okay, so last night we've been saying it for a while. Gunther doesn't have a match. Gunther doesn't have a match. What are they doing with Gunther? Well, we found out last night, Chance. And according to X and other platforms, thank you for digging deep into all those and letting me know. People don't seem to be happy about the Seth Rollins Gunther match because it's just kind of being put together. Well, I tell you what, man, and I said this to you on the phone before we went on air. I really believe it's a fact. It's a case of necessity, not so much that, look at it. Both those guys who were supposed to be their dance partners aren't cleared, right? Ray's not cleared. Braun was backstage, but he's not cleared. They're taking the time with him because a hernia can be a real sensitive thing.
Yeah,
right?
He's too young to risk permanent damage.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're putting this match together. Now, when Seth came out there, which I have to say, first off, probably the best outfit I've seen him in years.
Yeah, he looked dressing somewhat normal now.
Right. He looked good. I really appreciated that look. In fact, I would love to have that look for myself. It looked great. He beats up Paul Heyman again. And I'm thinking to myself at this point, what the hell's going on? Brock is here. The Vision is here. Why isn't anyone coming out to help him?
Yeah.
Then I thought, okay, well, maybe this is where Braun comes
Yeah.
and spears him. But Gunther shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So they got 3 weeks to build this story up now. I don't know if he has any connection to Paul Heyman because he didn't check on him. He didn't come to look at him afterwards, Gunther. He just walked away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious. And, if people are upset, why are they giving us this? What's this all about? Well, we talk about cliffhangers, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your cliffhanger. We have to tune in next week or online, as a lot of these stories are developing every day on social media, to see what we get here. I'm actually, honestly, when I look at the potential matchup between these two guys, this could potentially be one of the better wrestling matches that we get over the weekend.
Yeah. So here's the major problems I see with this. Number one, Seth and Gunther have no story. They've wrestled one time in 2019 on Raw, so there's no history here. Yep. Gunther has no history with Paul Heyman. There was no need for Gunther. I don't know why Seth keeps beating up Paul. If none of the Vision are going to come, if Brock or Logan or Austin's not going to beat you up, they got to stop that. Paul was on TV way too much last night, by the way. But so, anyways, Gunther comes out, saves Paul, doesn't check on Paul Heyman after, doesn't care about him, fights with Seth, whatever. The thing is, it probably will be a good match. But that's AEW style.
No,
we don't care about. Hold on, we don't care about banger matches here. That's a bonus. First things first, storyline characters. There is no storyline here. Now, maybe we have 2 weeks to say how are they going to explain why he came out to save Paul Heyman when you got the biggest, baddest man in the world back there. It doesn't make sense. I get it. You have to have him on the card, but it was just like a last minute booking, and it just. Nobody knows.
You know what?
I mean, don't like it. The match itself in ring will be fine, but there's no reason for it.
Well, the visuals
unless
they gave us.
The
visuals they gave us last night with him being choked out the way he did, right? Seth really sold it. I'm going to hold judgment. I agree with what you're saying. It's thrown together. This is Hangman Page versus, I don't know, Brickhouse Bob. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere, and it's your main event. I get that. But I'm gonna give it a little time. Because I like both these guys. I want to see what they can do.
I just don't know how they're gonna sell it because there's literally no history between these guys. They haven't touched in 6 years.
I don't think there's nothing to sell because the tickets have already been sold. People are gonna show up, and it is what it is.
No, I get it, but there's got to be another legend you could find. If Seth puts his career on the line, we know he won't lose, but that'll make it a little more intriguing. I'm not sure. But there's a bunch of legends. You could have had Gunther had a 4-way legends match, 4 versus 1, something. I'm glad both Seth and Gunther on the card because they're good wrestlers. It's just right now this story doesn't make sense. So hopefully on Monday they'll explain to us. I think they're figuring that out right now as we speak. What are we going to say to the public? But
they'll figure it out. I'm sure they'll figure something out. All right, look, WrestleMania. We were wondering.
Except for that ladder match. That's your bathroom break. That's go make your chicken wings. That ladder match. I mean, JD McDonough and Russo in a ladder match.
Well, look, I know. I joked about. I laughed at that when I saw it. I laughed when I saw that. Okay, listen. I'm going to run this down really quick.
Yeah.
Okay. And if there's anything you want to say about any of them, okay, we're gonna do our prediction show. Mania. But from last week to this week, this card's filling up nicely, man.
Yeah.
We got World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I know you weren't happy with that segment at the end. We'll touch on that in a minute, okay? Cody versus Randy. I'm loving the story. The story's building up nicely. Yeah. Okay. Championship, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I like it. I'm enjoying it.
Storyline.
It's going to be fun. It's going to turn into a 3-on-1. You got Stephanie versus Liv. This is starting to heat up now. Okay, we're starting to get some heat on this one now as well. So I'm actually looking forward to everything on here. If it's shit, I'll call it shit after.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm going in with a clear conscience and a happy attitude, and I want to enjoy WrestleMania. I don't want to eat my chicken wings feeling sour.
Not a bad card so far.
No, so far it looks great. Okay. What else do we have here? Your favorite, the ladder match, which you say is the bathroom break. Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rusev, and JD McDonough.
It might be okay of a match.
Look, you know what? If it was a regular WrestleMania, this would never have been on the card. Okay?
Yeah.
We have 2 nights, everyone, right? So that's what that is. Okay. Unsanctioned match. I like this, man. Jacob versus Drew.
Yeah,
man,
it's a
I
good match.
tell you what, that when I saw him get pushed off and all that stuff that happened, it just took me back to the 90s, back, behind the stage, outside in the parking lot. We haven't seen a lot of that in the last couple of years. So it was nice to see that kind of segment. It took me
Mm-hmm.
back to WCW when Ray got torpedoed by Kevin Nash into that
Truck.
little trailer,
Yeah.
right? The little work trailer or whatever. So it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it. This will probably end with an injury angle to Drew to get him off
Mm-hmm.
TV for a while. But it's interesting how quickly everyone forgot that he was world champion.
I know.
It's just how quick everything changes, eh? Like
Yeah, nobody's
it
forgot.
hasn't even been 3 weeks, and you're already focused on Drew
Well,
and
I think
Orton.
because Orton and Cody are telling a really good story right now that we'll get, but
Exactly,
that's the
but it's
back part of
amazing,
the
isn't
time.
it?
We'll be saying it more.
Amazing. Brock versus Ova. I'm looking forward to this one, man.
Oh, hands down.
I
Yeah.
guarantee you this is going to open night 2.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to place
Brock,
it, but
Brock
it's going
likes
to
to
be
work
awesome.
either first or last,
Then he goes home. Yeah, he leaves. Yeah, I know.
right?
Yeah.
Either this opens on Saturday or it's an opening for Sunday. I would be safe to say this is the opener for one of those 2 days.
If this match opens, it's gonna set the tone for the whole night. The people got to raise their game up, which might be the way to do it.
I think it might be night 2
Could be.
because night 2 is their bigger night, right? That's the one that
Yeah.
they want to sell. Okay. You got Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. This can change
Mm-hmm.
because Carmelo can argue, I didn't, he cheated,
Make it a triple threat. Yeah.
right? And the funny thing is here, Sammy saw him cheat and still took the victory, which is
Mm-hmm.
something un-Sammy like.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in mind as we go on with the story. Okay. Finn versus Dominic. I'm actually looking forward to. I know.
Yeah, that could be okay. I guess we'll see.
I want to see Demon Finn come out. We haven't seen the Demon in a while.
We might.
I think this would be the stage for it, right?
Yeah, possibly.
WrestleMania would be the stage for it. Okay, and then we got AG versus Becky Lynch. Probably the quietest build up on this card so far. We didn't even see them last. Were they on Raw last night?
I didn't see them.
No, they weren't even on Raw last night to promote anything. So you have that. Okay, listen, Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
They've inducted the match that should have been the match to be inducted first into the match wing of the Hall of Fame. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant going in this year as the legendary match.
The most famous match ever in wrestling, the most famous moment, Hogan slamming on the build up to that, still the number one house they've ever done, 93,000 people. They only did, I said this last year, they only put the Bret Hart match in there because they wanted to appease Bret Hart, and then he started insulting them all after that. I said to everybody, once you do that, he'll stab you in the back, and he's been bashing them ever since. They should never put that match in there. Not saying it's not Hall of Fame worthy. This match is way more notoriety.
No, both matches are Hall of Fame worthy for what they did for the industry. I mean, if you look at the Bret Hart match with Stone Cold, that just totally changed the Monday Night Wars and everything else that happened after it. That was the catalyst that did that. So I can understand that match. But if you're starting a new wing, the match that should be first, like the first inductee of the WWE Hall of Fame is Andre.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first man inducted. That match should be the first match inducted into this new wing as well. But hey, 1 year off, it is what it is. Congratulations to Bad News Brown. Finally getting into the Hall of Fame. Shout out to his family, his daughter. No, you know what? The time,
is he a Hall of Famer? Well,
he's going into the legacy wing with everyone else.
So I guess the legacy wing is if you've passed away, it's a legacy wing, I guess, right?
It's a legacy wing.
Yeah, because you passed away. But I don't think if you're alive, you go in the legacy wing.
Some of them do.
Who? I don't think anybody has.
Some of the older guys have, yeah. I can't think off the top of my head, but I can tell you some of the older.
I believe I've been looking into that because this is silly, and I believe it's only if you've passed away due to like legal rights and all kinds of family and stuff. You go to legacy wing if you've passed away. That's my understanding. I can't 100% confirm it, but I can't think of anyone that's been a legacy wing that's still alive.
If anyone knows, let us know in the comments.
I'm pretty positive.
This is an opportunity. Okay, you could be right, brother. I haven't researched it. I don't know the names. If they're all dead, unfortunately, God rest their souls. Mm-hmm. If they're all passed away, then maybe you're right. I don't know. I couldn't tell you yay or nay either way. All right, look, that's WrestleMania, JCW, AEW. They're all doing their thing.
AEW will be here in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Not even two
AEW is
weeks,
coming
less than
here.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Week and
less
a
than
half.
2 weeks, a week and a half. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So
Sunday,
Sunday.
April 12th. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that going on.
And but speaking of that, actually, before we wrap this baby up, is MJF and Nick Namath. They're building their own hype, and they didn't even do it on their wrestling show. They're doing it on Busted Open and on the Coach's show. They're going at it pretty good, and I think one of MJF's tweets or X's got 800,000 views when he was going at Nick Namath, calling him mid Carter and whatever else he was saying. So that one's building up. They're gonna have a match pretty soon here. It won't be at AW Dynasty because that's already announced the main event for that is MJF versus Omega. Edge and Christian are coming here. Ospreay's coming here, so they're loading up for this card. So
Yeah, why not,
we'll see,
man?
but
I
yeah,
mean,
the Nick Namath and MJF thing is really, really building up, and they're just working it on the podcast and online on X, and it's getting
shoot
a lot
or
of
work.
steam.
Shoot or work.
Bit of both.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, some people are saying Dolph Ziggler's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Well, I mean, I don't know how you can say that when he doesn't sell a lot of tickets. Like that's to me is like there's people say, oh, he's an amazing wrestler. Okay, great, but if he's not selling tickets, it doesn't really matter how good you wrestle. He'd be the greatest band in the world if 5 people are watching you. It's like, well, I like Dolph. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. But he's building good. He's building good hype with MJF.
Fair enough. That's Nick. Is it?
Nick Namath.
Is this? It's not his brother. It's actually Dolph he's fighting with. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All
right.
He's
building it organically, so I don't know how.
There you go. All right. So we got AEW Dynamite. We got SmackDown. We should have more answers on both these wonderful shows that are coming up in Vancouver and in Vegas and everywhere else in between.
Very quickly. And we got CAW this Friday at the Hastings track. It's called Armageddon. So there's some big boys coming out there. We got the 7-footer Van Bergens coming out there, and yeah, should be a good card. Should be a decent house. It is Good Friday, so I'm not sure that's going to affect the sales, but it is a holiday, so many people come down and really take a long weekend off. It's risky.
It's a risky one because it's a 4-day weekend too, bro.
I know. No, I know.
That's the tough one. People leave on Thursday.
Well, we got it. They don't want us in there for certain events soon because World Cup's coming. So what's going on here is that, which is cool because we got to get in for free, is the Peonies amphitheater is built now, right? Yeah. So what they're doing is they're going to have big screens everywhere. So you can come down to the P&E because the World Cup tickets are expensive. All the games will be on. And then they're doing concerts all day. So there's a lot of big bands. Motley Crue's coming in, Dallas Smith's coming in. So you can get in for free if you're in the lineup. So you want to see Motley Crue for free, you can. You want to see Dallas, you can. You just got to get in the lineup first. But I can tell you Motley Crue will be in the lineup down the road. And then if you can't get in for free, then you can buy the tickets, which are whatever. They're going to have the World Cup games on.
Well, we're going to try our best. We're going to try our best to be down there for some of it and see what we can get. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that as well, man. Mm-hmm. World Cup just down the road for me, actually, Chance.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks for the BC Lions because they have to do their 2 first home games in Kelowna, which is cool for people in Kelowna because it's like
it's great. I think
their stadium is like a 5,000 seat stadium.
But you know what? Spread the product, and it is what it is. It's that time of the year.
Yeah, it's World Cup.
World Cup is going to be really fun. I mean, tickets are next to impossible.
Unless you want to pay big money.
Unless you have impossible money now, right? But here's the cool thing, man. Literally a 5-minute walk from my house is where some of the training facilities for the teams are going to be. Right? So they've been, for the last 2 years, they've ripped up the entire field. They've rebuilt it. They put up all these barriers so you can't see inside.
Yeah.
But those are going to be the training grounds for the teams that are playing here.
It's going to be really cool. Yeah, so many cool events going on down and around the P&E downtown, screens, concerts, food, events for the kids, bouncy castles, you name it.
It's going to be like 2010.
Just go down there and enjoy it. It's the 2010 Olympics.
It's going to be 2010 all over again, but just on a grander scale. Like we're going to get everyone coming through. You know what I mean? Yeah. And here's the beauty of it. If you don't want to do stuff here in Vancouver, you can drive down an hour and a half to Seattle. It's there too. So we're lucky. We have like within an hour and a half, we're going to get 2 group stages done. And the one thing that I'm enjoying about it, it's in our time zone.
I know. That's nice. Not 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning stuff.
No, the worst that we're going to deal with is 3 hours difference.
We're actually trying. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would say 70-30 it doesn't. But trying to whatever band's playing, Motley Crue, Dallas Smith, whoever the artists, there are other big artists there too. Those ones that stood out to me. But we're gonna try to in between a concert, in between like a food truck festival, whatever, and try to do a few matches, get the ring out there. They're talking about it. Question is they don't want people coming into the building. There's be too many people, so we got to bring the ring outside. Question is where do you put it?
And
And that
weather.
doesn't happen.
And
Well,
weather.
it should be good because it's summer.
Yeah, but we're Vancouver.
No, we got
The awning?
tents and stuff. Yeah, we got
Okay.
all that. Question is, are they going to sign off on it? Hastings is cool with it, but it's got to be. It's a big event, man. This is the
Dude,
big
it's
boys are coming out.
massive. I mean, it's monster. It's a huge event. Absolutely. And
But
anyone
at
who
least if
didn't
any wrestling company gets to do it, it's us. It won't be anybody else because we're right. Like our
look,
building's right there. You know what I mean? So
I
we'll see.
think we have a better chance of getting the Olympics again before we would ever get the World Cup again.
This
In
is
our
it.
life. In my
Yeah.
lifetime, anyways.
This is a once in a lifetime thing here.
Yeah. Unless you're traveling, right? The closest I ever got to the World Cup was 1990 when it was in Italy. I was in England at the time. That's the closest I ever got to it. But being in England during the World Cup is an experience on its own.
Yeah, they love it over there.
Absolutely.
They love soccer over there, but here we got so much good weather. We got so many different sports, so we don't focus on just one. Even hockey would be our king, but we love all the sports here because we got such good weather in BC. You know what I mean?
Well, it's hard to be a sports fan here. Well, it's not hard to be a sports fan, but it's hard to run a sports franchise in Vancouver because of exactly what you said. On any given day, on a day like today, March 31st, okay? Yes, we're recording it on a Tuesday. If I look outside, if I wanted to, I could get up in the morning, play 18 holes, then go for lunch, then take the boat out and, whatever.
Exactly.
And then park the boat, take the car up to Grouse and go skiing.
Yeah. Everybody says, well, Vancouver is not a sports town. It's not a fight town. We got the ocean, we got the lakes, we got the mountains. Like we can just do anything. That's
no. But that's what they mean. It's because we have so many other options outside of it. Most people don't want to sit at home and watch it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to waste their Saturday, Sunday inside a stadium because we are an outdoor community.
Oh yeah, big time.
Right? Like, okay, where I am, literally the mountains are a 15-minute drive away. The ocean is literally a 5-minute drive away from me. And then another 20 minutes the other way towards you, another ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Another point of the ocean. So, I mean, it's just like when you have all these things that you do outside, we're outdoorsy people in Vancouver, in British Columbia.
Yeah, oh, big time.
Right? And our winter this year, we didn't have winter, knock on wood.
But did you get any snow?
Maybe a centimeter.
Not in the valley. We didn't even get a drop.
Valley on Monday was cold though, man. It was frosty there.
Oh yeah, it was -1. We're 14 today, but
yeah. So because I was going to change my tires yesterday, but then after I saw that frost, I said, well, you know what? I think I'll just give it a couple more weeks. Yeah. Better safe than sorry, my friend. That being said, I tell you what, man, we went off the record here.
It's fine.
It was fun. No, I enjoy it. No issues at all. Let's wrap it up, baby. I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you. And happy birthday to Mr. Energy himself, Angus Young.
There you go, man. We'll see you this August. Nice little wrap up after the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that show as well. If nothing else, we'll get AC/DC this summer. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. For the last time this time.
No.
We said that last time, but this time feels like the last time.
Well, I mean, I think they're only doing it because they still have that energy, right?
Yeah.
So let's see where they go. Okay. All that being said, everything is beautiful, guys. The days are getting longer. Everything is beautiful. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the family. Long weekend coming up. So happy Easter to everyone out there. Enjoy the 4 days off. If you get the 4 days off, it's usually just for government workers and students. But if you get that Monday off, enjoy it. Everyone gets the Friday. Most of us. Yep. But it is what it is. Enjoy it, love it, be happy, and just be safe. That's really it. Okay, can't stress that enough. Samp and Chance, have a great day. We will see you next week.